Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is November 19th of 2025. So this is an all APB, all points bulletin terror alert for the United States, Canada, Mexico, and the rest of the world on the date of November 19th of 2025 and or the morning of November 20th, the rest of the world. So CIA headquarters has given the green light to the Israeli Mossad, the Israeli Navy, and the Israeli Air Force to conduct terror attacks, acts of war, and or World War III in the next 24 to 36 hours. That is because the U.S. House of Representatives voted yesterday, November 18th of 2025, 427 to 1, to release the Epstein files, and then that was passed to the Senate, who voted 100 to 0 to release the Epstein files. These Epstein files is going to be a game changer for the whole entire world, because with the release of these files, it's going to basically spell out the Zionist, Jewish, Israeli control over the U.S. government and the governments of the world. So this is going to be a watershed moment in time. And this bill is currently sitting on Donald J. Trump's desk to be signed. And so this is going to change the entire structure of the world power equation as we currently know it. And so consequently, Donald J. Trump is being targeted for assassination. They'll most likely kill him under the guise of a medical related event, or some sort of terror attack, or force majeure act of God. But Donald J. Trump is a marked man, and he will not be able to sign this bill. They're going to neutralize him and or the United States, trigger martial law, or trigger World War III in the next 24 to 36 hours to prevent the signage of this bill. So really quick, in respect to the numerology, the number 19 equates to the letter S, which is an acronym for Switzerland. It's also an acronym for poison, because symbolically it represents a snake. That is why we had the COVID-19 pandemic. And this particular numerology of 1119 contains the 9/11 numerology of 9/11. Consequently, a 9/11 style nuclear terror attack by an Islamic nation or Russia is expected, and or a 9/11 style airplane, drone, or helicopter related attack by a so-called domestic terror group that is laden with a weaponized biological contagion is also expected. Also, the numerology of 1119 is found in the numerology of the Kristallnacht attack, the anti-Semitic neo-Nazi, or Nazi I should say, Germany attacks against Jews in Germany back on November 9th of 1938. Consequently, the CIA is planning on staging anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish, anti-Israeli, anti-Hebrew related attacks in the United States, Europe, or Israel, specifically to spawn a second global biological pandemic and or trigger World War III. Coincidentally, the date of November 19th of 2025 is the Jewish holiday of Sigd, S-I-G-D Day. And because Jewish holidays mimic Roman holidays almost exactly, which is a different story for a different video. The CIA always commits terror attacks, political assassinations, acts of war, and terrorism on Jewish/Roman holidays, and this one is going to be no different. What's imperative to note is that the impending attacks on the date of November 19th of 2025 are going to be chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear in nature, because they are designed to trigger a mass evacuation event, spawn a second global biological pandemic, and or trigger World War III. So exactly what type of attacks are planned for in the next 24 to 36 hours, obviously not known, but they're going to happen before Trump signs this bill to release the names on the Epstein files. We've already seen some fallout from this particular scandal with today. Larry Summers, a Jewish Zionist who is one of the top people at Harvard, was forced to resign this morning. He's also the founder of OpenAI, and he also resigned this morning. So this is just the first domino that's going to fall. And if this Epstein list is released, many prominent people in the media, in Hollywood, in positions of power within the U.S. federal government, as well as in the U.K. government and the European Union and all over the world, are going to be forced to resign. This is going to be a game changer. And so the Israeli Mossad, the Israeli Air Force, and the Israeli Navy are now currently in the act of committing heinous war crimes. This is ordered by Geneva in Switzerland, and it's going to transpire in the next 24 to 36 hours before Donald J. Trump has a chance to sign this bill, which is currently sitting on his desk awaiting a signature. And this impending attack is designed specifically to spawn a second global biological pandemic so they can lock everything down and or trigger World War III so they can basically start blowing shit up, because this Israeli control over the world through their basically their sex trafficking and their sex blackmail ring is now going to be exposed once and for all. And so the CIA in Switzerland is freaking out, right? Because this is going to expose Zionism, global Zionism, and how there's this global network of Jews within positions of power that are manipulating heads of state all over the world. And so they cannot at any cost let this happen. And so this is a code red. They are going broke on this, and they are going to stage mass attacks in the next 24 to 36 hours. In the United States, the most likely scenario is that the CIA stages either ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hamas, Islamic terror attacks, which is the CIA's bread and butter, especially the Mossad, or they're going to stage right-wing, anti-Trump, anti-Jeffrey Epstein, militia-related attacks. So first, in respect to Islamic attacks, First Lady Melania Trump is going to be visiting Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. Coincidentally, they just staged a massive ICE raid in Charlotte, and so this appears to be cover for the infiltration of terrorists, whether they be on the right or Islamic terrorists or right-wing militia terrorists. But I believe that a Islamic terror attack is expected targeting Camp Lejeune on the day of November 19th, likely killing the First Lady. So Usha Vance, which is the vice president or the vice first president lady, whatever, and Melania Trump are going to be visiting Camp Lejeune in North Carolina and Marine Corps Air Station New River in North Carolina. So that's blinking red. Also, the CIA staged back in January of 2025, they staged an attack in New Orleans, so they're planning on double dipping, and so they're planning on staging some sort of an Islamic attack in the French Quarter in New Orleans on the evening of November 19th. Also, New York City is blinking red with the election of Zohran Mamdani. This is designed to foreshadow Muslim-related attacks, possibly targeting the ferries, the Staten Island ferries between New York and Liberty Island, or Ellis Island, I forget the name of the Statue of Liberty Island. And so New Jersey, New York, and tourism-related entities in New York, the greater New York metropolitan area, blinking red. Also, Las Vegas, also a prime target for ISIS-related attacks, who previously released a video stating that they plan to attack there. On the flip side, in respect to an anti-Trump so-called militia, these are likely going to be while the Islamic attacks are executed by the Israeli Mossad, if they stage a militia attack, like a prolonged occupation, like a Bundy militia occupation, or some sort of David Koresh, Waco type siege, or Ruby Ridge like siege, these are likely going to be the Azov battalion from Ukraine. This is a 5,000 man strong neo-Nazi battalion. They have Nazi tattoos, and they're basically going to import them likely via Dolphin-class submarines of the Israeli Navy. So we can expect on the evening of November 19th or the morning of November 20th, we can expect, before Trump has a chance to sign this bill, we can expect some sort of major event. This is going to be executed under the guise of an anti-Trump, anti-Epstein, that Trump is a pedophile and it's time to overthrow the U.S. government type of deal. So this is going to be staged by the CIA, most likely via the Azov battalion of Ukraine and or double agents in the federal government. So St. Paul, Minnesota is blinking red. They just changed the flag of Minnesota, and the new flag looks eerily similar to the flag of Somalia. We know that the CIA put in Ilhan Omar and the other Rashid Tlaib in Minnesota in Minnesota and Michigan, and this is designed to foreshadow Islamic terror attacks. And obviously, Dearborn, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan have the single highest Arab Islamic population in the United States. So the CIA is going to stage some sort of an anti-Islamic, anti-immigrant type of attack, possibly targeting the Minnesota State Capitol building in St. Paul. Also, Oklahoma City. Tonight, the Oklahoma City play the Sacramento Kings. We know that the name of the franchise of Oklahoma City, which was previously the Seattle Supersonics, was moved to Oklahoma, to Oklahoma City after the Oklahoma City bombing attack, and the name Thunder suggests that it's going to come back. And so the CIA is going to stage some sort of right-wing terror attack in Oklahoma. Previously, the CIA staged the Tulsa massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and so some sort of mass attack, possibly targeting the Oklahoma City Thunder game, Tulsa, Stillwater, Norman, or some other location in Oklahoma is expected. Also, Cleveland, Ohio. The CIA previously staged right-wing neo-Nazi marches in Columbus, Ohio. These were feds dressed up in black uniforms with black boots, with black flags with swastikas on them, and this is designed to foreshadow some sort of right-wing mass attack, prolonged siege in Cleveland, possibly targeting the Cleveland Clinic. And last but not least, with Texas, a judge ruling in Texas that the new gerrymandering rules for Texas, which are favorable to Republicans, was rejected by a Texas judge yesterday, November 18th. And then in California, you had the passage of Prop 50 by Gavin Newsom, which is basically gerrymandered the districts in California for the Democrats, and so some sort of right-wing militia-related attack targeting California and Texas is expected. Last but not least is Tennessee. The CIA has staged a number of attacks in Tennessee over the last couple of years, and some of them have been targeting Nashville, some of them have been targeting Christian schools, and so they're getting ready to stage some sort of an attack in Tennessee. Last but not least, if the CIA forgoes a domestic terror attack in the United States, we can expect on the date of November 19th or the morning of November 20th, a Russian nuclear ICBM strike. So the NATO reporting name for Russian nuclear weapons, basically their primary missile is entitled SS-19. And that is because they plan on staging this attack to trigger World War III on the date of November 19th. Coincidentally, Russia just came out with their new, it's called Saramat. It's one of their new super weapons. It's also nicknamed Satan II. And of course, because the number 9 equates to the letter I, you have the number 19 also numerically could be construed as the number 11, as in 2 in the Roman numerals. So some sort of nuclear ICBM strike by Russia is expected in Europe, the Middle East, the United States, or greater North America. And last but not least, the date of November 20th, the morning of November 20th, marks the monthly anniversary of the Russian invasion of Crimea, Ukraine, back on February 20th of 2014. And so I believe that the CIA is planning to stage a mass Russian invasion of Poland on the morning of November 20th, specifically to trigger World War III. And I say that because they just staged a false flag bombing targeting a Polish train, and they've staged previously they've staged a Russian drone incursion into Ukraine over Warsaw Chopin Airport, and so they have staged many false flag events allegedly committed by Russia against Poland because they are planning on staging a World War II-like event. If you'll recall, back with the Gleiwitz incident, they staged a false flag Russian attack targeting a radio station in Poland, and then Germany, or false flag communist attack targeting a radio station in Poland, and then the next day Hitler invaded Poland. So some sort of false flag along those lines is expected, possibly resulting in a full-scale invasion. So just back on September 17th, the CIA concluded with Zapad West 2025, which was the 150,000 Russian troops massed in Belarus on the Polish border. And so some sort of false flag event is expected in the next 24 to 36 hours, because the CIA is going for broke. I just want to repeat for the public record that on the date of November 19th in the United States, or the morning of November 20th, the CIA is going to stage a false flag attack or an act of war or a CBRN-related event. This is going to be a game changer here, because the CIA will not allow Donald J. Trump to sign this. So they're either going to kill Trump, or they're going to blow shit up, or they're going to stage some sort of mass attack in the next 24 to 36 hours to prevent the signage of this bill. As previously stated, this bill is going to change everything about politics, and is going to likely result in the indictment of multiple heads of state and multiple CEOs from big corporations in Hollywood, in the business world. And so this is basically going to expose the puppet master behind world government, which is the Israeli Mossad, who has blackmailed successfully almost every single head of state with these sex trafficking rings. So obviously that cannot be allowed to come out under any circumstance. So this next 24 to 36 hours is so hypercritical, I can't explain it any better than that. I don't have words to explain how important this next 24 to 36 hours is, because this is really where we're at a crux in time, because this is really I don't even know how to explain it, but it's the single most important thing is to expose this. And with the passage by the House and the Senate, and now it's waiting for Trump to sign the bill, they have to do something. They can't just let it come out. And if in fact this video thwarts what is being planned in the next 24 to 36 hours, I believe they will be forced to release a redacted version of this list. And I don't believe all the 10,000 pages will be included. That's my guess. So if we can somehow navigate this next few hours through this time period where before Trump signs this without a major event happening, then I believe at that point they will be forced to release a redacted version. So then they'll bring it up a few months later, but this is a really important time because the CIA is absolutely desperate. So obviously if anything happens on the date of November 19th in the United States, or the date of November 20th elsewhere in the world, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.